These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Good morning, Skippy.
Good morning.
Sorry, everybody, for the delay. It was my dog, Skippy. Apparently I left my slider open just enough for them to be able to nuzzle their way through. And then we have new neighbors that are renting a house a couple houses down that have a dog.
Oh.
Which, for the most part, that dog has stayed in their yard. The last 2 days it has ventured down to the fence, so...
Friends.
Yes. Duke would really like to play.
I'm sure Duke would.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Akko would like to eat a leg and Pebbles would chew on his nose.
Oh, they would have a good old time. So.
Oh. End of October.
You're done? Or no?
I'm done with my regularly scheduled program, yes.
Yes. That counts as a conclusion of a season.
Yeah, if the weather is good, I'll make some pop-ups, but other than that, nothing regular on the schedule other than I have one event in November.
How's it feel?
I'm not sure.
This is your
somewhat good, somewhat not good.
This is your first full-time, right?
This is the first full-time, yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
So yeah, Chris and I always have this problem this time of year, trying to figure out what happened in which year. We had some locations earlier this year that he could have swore were last year. That's just, everything just kind of runs together, and it's a long season. You were full-time last year, but started later in the year, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, like handful of events in March and April, and then started really going in May. That's
how I remembered it, but it wasn't positive because of, everything kind of blurred together a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, this is the first full, started in March, ended in end of October.
Awesome, buddy. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
First full-time year and the end of season 3.
Yes.
So
well, not really.
You're not going to count the first year?
It wasn't even, it was October.
Oh. I thought it was more than that. Okay, never mind. No. So end of the
October
second
17th,
season.
My daughter's birthday, 2021 was our first event.
Okay. So 2 seasons. 2 seasons in the book.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I hate my life. No, that's inaccurate for anybody listening. I do not hate my life.
This segment brought to you by BetterHelp.
No,
if you're listening, please sponsor. Thank you. Checks can be made payable to somebody.
I'm looking forward to next week. Next week's a big week for me. Yeah. I'll have, probably when we do this podcast, I'll have the trailer in tow all the way down to Dallas, Texas. So that's...
You'll have somebody driving with you, right? So we'll have an unannounced special guest in the truck with you?
Nope, just me.
Oh.
Yep, bummer. Just little me.
You're driving that whole thing by yourself, huh?
Yep.
You don't sound very happy about that.
No, I don't mind it. I turn on various podcasts or XM radio Sirius XM radio, listen to the comedy channel, laugh all the way down,
All right.
Just hope for the best.
Well, how was this last week for you? Last week of service?
Did I mention I hate my life?
So you followed up the previous week with a similar week?
No, so I was looking at my overall numbers for this month, and I'm like, where did all that go? Like, where did my sales for the month? Oh. Yeah, like, where'd the sales for the money? Because it didn't feel like that. Like, last year, so I finished with just under 25,000 this month.
Okay.
And it didn't feel like that. It felt slow, as slow could be.
Mm-hmm.
But last year it would have been like, oh, banging. Like I'd have been happier than a pig in shit.
I think that is a really good talking point because we experience the same thing every year.
Yeah, and it's like, what was that? Was that the measuring stick? Like, is that where it's gonna like just
You've,
damn?
you've
Like
gotten
I
better.
could
That's why it doesn't feel as busy, is because you've gotten better. And you've now done busier hours that when you started, you wouldn't have thought you'd be able to do $1,000 hour. Like, that would be impossible. With as much as you were, I mean, as much as we struggle with like a $500 hour, you're like frantic, and then all of a sudden you start doing those more regularly. Yeah, it's crazy what we used to think were slow days, or what we think are slow days now for us. Like a $600 day is absolutely terrible.
yeah.
Over 6-7 hours or whatever. Back in our first year, a $700 day was like, yes.
Like that was my original goal, was $500 a day.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like now if I don't do 1,000, I'm upset. Like it's just,
Yeah.
damn. Anyway, so I finished with about 7,300 in overall sales. There was
And that's not a bad
event.
week at all.
No, I know. It was a private event that paid me last month or last week for their event this week.
Okay.
So that would have been another 1,800 on top of that. So yeah, it would have been, assuming the invoice would have hit this week or this past week, it would have been a good week. Still overall a good week. I'm wondering how this automotive strike is really affecting people. So we went to Saturday. I'll just bring up Saturday as an example. We went to a craft show at Novi High School.
Mm-hmm.
Novi High School is a Division I school. They get about 2,000 kids, so you can imagine how big the actual school is.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we went up here. We packed heavy, sold out. When we got there at like 9:30, there were 50 people in line just waiting to get in. We get there at 9:30. This time it's a ghost town, like straight ghost town. They brought in 4 food trucks.
Sorry, you said straight ghost town. I was like, is there like gay ghost towns too? Or
Hey, yeah, they use colorful sheets.
Boo.
They use rainbow sheets. Yeah. So, but it was very, very weird. And I don't know what to think. It was like, if we get invited, well, we've already been told we'll be invited back, but it's like, you get invited back, what are you playing for? A mix of both?
Yeah.
Is it worth going back? Is it worth going back to me since it's an hour away and I did like, I don't know, $1,500?
Well, and I mean, yeah. I mean,
And
what's your fuel? I mean, your fuel is only what, $50?
Yeah, it ain't much. And I paid somebody for the whole, 6 hours we were there.
Yeah, it's more time driving. I think at least for me, that's what I think about more. It's time than actual cost, because fuel cost isn't horrendous for an hour drive both ways. So
yeah, it was, I guess, just to see the number of people that weren't there. Even the vendors were saying it was slow inside.
Right, and you understand that there are extenuating circumstances, especially in that part of Michigan.
Absolutely,
it's massive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
So you can kind of attribute some of that to that, or maybe it's not, and maybe the year before was just an amazing year because we're just getting past COVID, so everybody was super anxious to get out and do stuff. You don't know which one it is, so for me, it's I'd split the difference. So I'd go average of the two is what I would plan for the third, but I would definitely go back for a third. And if
I will.
If next year isn't great, then you know.
Yeah. No, it's, and then the organizer's cool. I mean, it also cost me $100 to be there, so that kind of hits too. But
yeah.
And then yesterday was our last day at our Flavor Fruit Farm.
How was your yesterday?
Um, I packed light to be absolutely honest with you, and I sold out of mac and cheese by 2 o'clock. As soon as I sold out of mac, my line dropped.
Yeah.
If I would have kept mac, I probably would have done probably another $500 to $800. So we did like 1,500 and probably could have done more.
Yeah, you were busier than we were.
Yeah, Deep Roots wasn't good.
They ran out of pumpkins in their pumpkin patch, so they have their own pumpkin yard. They ran out last weekend, and then we're bringing in pumpkins from some partner farms and stuff that they use. But even those were pretty late. They were pretty much out of pumpkins, slim pickings by Friday when we went to the trunk or treat. And it's 2 days before Halloween, so there's not a lot of people that are picking pumpkins out. But they still have the corn maze and the petting zoo and all that. We fully expected it to be a slower than normal day there. So, but it was pretty slow.
Yeah.
But
that's tough.
It's we know the kind of people that go there, so it makes it easier to plan.
Yeah.
We still cooked more than we should have, but we were hopeful. The forecast looked pretty good, so we were hoping people were still going to go out and.
I mean, you know me, I'm notorious for forgetting something. I forgot extra sauce, so I actually ran out of sauce.
Oof.
But I had some comp sauce with me. I had like Tennessee Red, and I went next door to the other food truck I knew they did barbecue chicken hoagies, so I asked for some barbecue sauce. So I just had them pour it into what was left of the vinegar sauce, and then just mixed it up. Tasted good.
That's all that matters.
but it lasted at least and I had it on my table. I just completely forgot to grab the box. Just trying to get away with not having to order a whole bunch more.
Are you gonna get a pallet?
No. I don't know. Rich was our good buddy Rich was giving me shit because I was giving Judgment Day shit on one of our podcasts.
So he's a little bit behind. He told me he was in June podcast.
In June. So he said thanks for the love on Executioner, but on Judgment Day I said, man, I'm sorry, it got too expensive with shipping. And he's like, well, I said, plus I became a Blues Hog distributor. And he's like, oh, what's Blues Hog getting for you? I said, like $20 a gallon shipped. He's like, oh, well, have you thought about getting a pallet? I'm like, okay, you're upselling. Like, I understand. He's like, yeah, it's only like $15. So that's why I text you about that. I'm like, I get it might be only $15, but after shipping, and then I got to find a place to store a pallet of sauce, 148 gallons.
Yeah, that's a lot of sauce.
It's a lot of sauce.
But I don't remember when I ordered mine or when I got mine. But we are well over halfway through it. So I'll probably order another one this winter.
Have you noticed that sauce has got more popular this year? Like, we went through a lot of sauce. Like, a lot more than I think we did last year.
Well, is that because, is it proportionate to the amount of sandwiches you made extra?
Yeah, and that may be true. All right, I wasn't really thinking about that. Well, maybe on a normal, how about on a normal day? How about a normal day? Like a normal day where I made the same amount of people, it seems like we were going through more sauce.
So you switched sauces this year, right?
Yes.
Is it a thinner sauce?
Ish. Yeah.
So that might have something to do with it. You're inadvertently using more on sandwiches?
I think it's still the same consistency as Judgment Day, but
no, I mean, because.
And for the people who don't know what Judgment Day is, an Executioner, we'll give our boys a free plug. TheBBQSuperstore.com. Get all your barbecue needs. Thank you. And chili. And pizza dough. And whatever else.
They got a lot of stuff. Yeah. Pretty much anything you would need for to cook in your backyard via smoker or grill or pizza oven. They have.
At least got 50. Should have at least got $50 for that.
Maybe once we get back up into that top 100 food podcasts, that we can get there. But
well, we have an exorbitant amount of questions today.
Yeah, I don't want to fly through them either because there were some good ones.
There was really, really good ones.
Yes, Isaac wants us to get deep some more. He likes it deep.
Simmer down, Turbo. Simmer down.
Yeah, I think I probably will get another pallet of sauce. It is nice having it and not having to order regularly. We've been doing all our, so we still get Judge from them too, and we're doing that in the 5-pound bags by the case. We've saved enough shaker bottles from all our other orders. So yeah, we just peel up because we use them for our house rub now.
Yeah,
I've saved enough, so. But I do want to go out and looking for shaker bottles. I love the hole size on the barbecue superstore, the big bottles, the larger holes, but those flaps don't last super long.
Yeah.
Before that plastic just wears a little bit, and then they don't stay open. And then we're fighting with that the whole time.
Have you thought about the plastic Parmesan cheese that you see at like table sides at like Italian restaurants?
Yeah, they don't have the covers on them. They're just an open top.
Yeah, so you have to take it off and put like a cover on, or put like
saran wrap them.
But yeah, holes. The plastic ones are like $2 a piece.
Okay.
On Amazon. Anyway, sorry. So other than that, we had a trunk or treat that we did last year. These families go all out. When it's a trunk or treat, they're decorating their whole trunks. They're all. We had one guy decorate his like '78 Camaro. With like little fangs on it and stuff. And then we had our last Brooklyn stop, which was always good. It's always good to see people come out. We had a wedding rehearsal dinner that invited, there was like 45 people there, and I asked about their wedding, like who was catering it, just for poops and giggles. They said, oh, we're doing it at a resort, and they're taking care of it. I said, oh, that's cool. How many people are you having at your wedding? We had to stop at First Cousins, 290.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, what? I guess it's like 4 different families since there's 2 divorces. So, yeah. So, yeah, that was a lot of wedding. But all in all, we finished tentatively our year at just under 225,000.
Nice work, buddy.
Which I think my goal was 225 at the beginning of the year. So.
Compared to what was last year?
192.
Nice work, buddy.
14% is what Square's telling me.
That is a double-digit increases, man. Is money. Nice work.
Let's hope so.
Hey, you bought a new trailer with it, didn't you?
Yeah,
Skippy's still having some indigestion over the checks he's writing, I think.
Well, first of all, the check's already written. It's done. It's paid for, which is fine. But I don't like as much as my wife thinks I love spending money, I hate spending money. I hate it with a passion. But
I lost your video, Skip.
Oh, yeah.
You went away.
No, I pressed a button.
Oh. No, that's excellent, man. That's a good job, bud. Good job. I just think of how awesome next year will be.
Next year?
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, next year.
Next year is going to be even better.
I'm having more anxiety about next year than I am having about taking the next 4 months off.
What anxiety are you having about next year?
The running of 2 trucks, whether I want to actually run 2 trucks or not, the staffing, the do I just keep the new trailer or the current, I don't know, trying to find events that both trailers can do. I'd almost rather be able to find something that I can park the big trailer at and then tow the small trailer somewhere. Like if I have just a 1-day event versus like a weekend. Yeah, just stuff. I have a list of anxieties that I have written down, everything that comes in my head.
But here's the good part about kind of our season is that we get this next 4 months to plan, It really, I mean, at least for me, it's not 4 months off. I'm definitely not doing 100 hours a week anymore, but I definitely set aside 2 to 3 hours a day where I'm going to focus on this every day. So, yeah, you got a lot of time, bud. A lot of time to start marketing, yeah. I mean, you got a nice new trailer to show off via Facebook and Instagram and stuff. Mm-hmm. Bright and shiny and new that you can.
I'll do a walkthrough when it gets here.
Yeah, and then I mean, book this trailer now. You know, it's yeah.
Do I charge extra because it's bigger?
No. Jesus Christ.
I've seen people do that. That's why I asked.
I mean, if your family farm in Fleet or wherever, because you said is that where you're parking it next year, or you're planning on having it permanent?
The current trailer.
Yeah. You know, maybe if they're okay with it, letting you park it there for the winter, put up some sort of signage on it.
Yeah.
Book us for catering for 2024 now. You know?
Yeah. I think I'm going to not utilize the porch. I'm going to take the smoker off and put my generator on it.
Okay.
I think that'd be a better idea than keeping the generator like behind a fence that I have to have somebody, if I have any issues, I have to have somebody go allow me to get in and stuff like that. So, which is the only thing that I really don't like is you have a porch trailer, but you're not really showing off the porch. You're not showing off what you have out there.
With the gulls.
That's the only part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but figure it out. Anyway, so how was your week?
Oh yeah, I had a week. You know what? It was pretty good. Yeah, we had a pretty good, decent week. I gotta remember, because really now it's getting hard to remember week to week even.
Not the only one that looks up my schedule.
It is. I really struggle to remember where we were the previous week anymore. Once we get to this time of the year, like it literally all blurs together. Yeah, so we a lot of our regular stuff. I ran Tuesday solo. We had some. Chris had already planned on the day off, and Caleb needed the day off. And then Pam had a family issue that she needed to take care of that day. So I figured I'd just run solo for the day. Nicest day of the week. It was 70-some degrees. Mm-hmm. For the most part, sunny. We had a random pop-up rain shower that was a torrential downpour for about 3 minutes, which was awesome. Right at about 11:30. No, but it was a good day. I didn't panic at all when I saw 15 people walk up at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently none of them together. It was the weirdest thing ever. But yeah, that was our slow day of the week. It was okay. Last time at Spectrum South, last time at the Greco's subdivision, which was pretty slow, but the weather had really started to turn after Tuesday. It was pretty wet all week for us. I don't know that we had a day that it didn't rain at some point in time during the day. But the Kent County Jail was good. Blowing Woods was phenomenal again. So we did something fun because the Kent County Jail was a little bit slow, which really surprised us. We cooked heavier because Blowing Woods is a good subdivision, but lunch was slower than normal, and it was like an 80% chance of rain for half of our dinner service. So, as we're figuring out if we can get through all of the meat that we have, I decided that we'd do a 10% discount on meat by the pound. So pork and brisket by the pound and racks of ribs. 10% off if you mention. And I don't think we promoted it on our Facebook. We let our host know, and she let the neighborhood know. And then after I had sent the message, I was like, I don't know how to do 10% off individual items. I don't know that we can do that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
We can. So when you ring up an item, so those that have the Square Register, you have a notes field and that little pop-up for your modifiers. It's like notes and options, I think. So you can click on that and it'll bring up your discounts that you have listed. So you can do it by individual item.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's
versus pressing the discount button on the end.
Which then it takes it off the whole thing.
I got you.
Yep. So we found that was pretty easy to do as long as we remembered. And then we ended up selling out. I don't know that we needed the 10% at that there neighborhood. But we were done, I think, 5:30 at the latest. So we were done an hour early. Had people walking up all the way until we closed. So even after it started to rain a little bit. But
of course.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. We had a trunk or treat on Friday as well. They had about 2,500 people there.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, they had 2,000, they think, last year, and then it was about 2,500 this year. But again, there was a 60%, 70% chance of thunderstorms during it as of that morning. And they said if there's thunder and lightning, they're going to cancel. They were going to go with rain, but not thunder and lightning. So we cooked a little bit lighter, but I think we cooked pretty much perfect for the day. We sold out, but we sold out pretty close to the end. I think everybody I had wanted to eat pretty much got to eat. So, I'm glad that there was the chance of thunderstorms to kind of alter how we cooked. They also had 2 trucks not show up. There was 4 planned. There was only 2 of us. But yeah, they canceled. They had let them know that they weren't coming. I'm gonna guess because of the rain. One of them was coming up from the Newaygo area, so an hour drive with that chance of rain, I can see that being a hard thing for them to pull the trigger on. So, other than that, it was a good week. We had a private event Saturday for an auction for a school. It was a silent auction and then a live auction. That was pretty good. All in all, it was a good week. It was a good October week. So we surpassed last October Saturday. So right now everything right now is a bonus. So which is good. We should hit. I think we're going to be close to 30, if I remember right, for October. Nope, we're already at 30. Last year we did 27.5 for October. This year we're at 31.2 with a day to go still. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah. So with that being in the books, we beat 6 out of our 8 months from last year, sales wise.
We beat every month.
Good. Yeah, we had a couple. March was down for us a little bit, and then July was down for us. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean that's kind of part of it. March was an awful start to the season. It was super wet, super cold. We had snow a lot. It seemed like in March still, at least on this side of the state. Like we couldn't switch to spring ever.
No.
So. Yeah, and then it was weird. I don't know if it was because I don't know. We had a lot of people that showed up in June that said they didn't know we were open again. So something got lost. We had a bunch of people tell us that. Oh, we didn't know you guys were back open. So, and really we hadn't closed, which is the weird part because we were always doing soups and paninis all winter. So it was something happened in the spring where either messaging didn't get out or got lost in translation somewhere. So those 2 things counted for a slower March and a slower than expected April. But we made up for it. Oh, and this week we locked in our Aetna deal for next year.
Yeah, I heard. Or you said that. That's a big deal.
Yeah. So we
talk about anxiety, huh?
So we'll have locked in. Have already met our catering total for this year, for next year already.
Wow.
Between that and then the handful of weddings that we have booked already, we're at just over 80,000 in invoiced catering for next year. So
are you telling them to pay it now or pay it next year?
Next year, and I. And
they're going to say December 31st. Here you go.
No, they're not. Because I even gave them, because a lot of those are same weeks and stuff, and it's always been a little bit of a struggle with payment because they can't do it on credit card for most of them because they're too big. And then they don't cut checks for the week until Thursdays, and most of these events are on Wednesdays or Thursdays. So there's been a delay on a lot of the events and me getting paid until a week and a half later. Yeah. So I had offered up an option of, paying for doing the invoices by month and grouping that months and then having them just pay at the first of the month. But she said they can't do it that way because they have to, I'm sure they can on the back end with the county magic, separate it there, but they want them individual invoices for the individual branches. But so we'll make it work. It'll likely just be me going to pick up checks from the office every week. But we're doing both of their offices up in the UP of Michigan, which means we're going to be up there for a week. Cool. They're back-to-back days. It's like a Wednesday and Thursday, but I think we're going to go up on Monday. We're going to set up in Sault Ste. Marie for a day or two. And just make kind of a week of it and do some sales up there. We did a week up in the UP when we had a contest there, and it was a sellout every day within a couple hours. So, hoping to get some of that magic for a few days up there.
Is that where? How far is the plant or building away from that?
So they have one in Sault Ste. Marie, and then the other one's in Marquette, which is like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing to lock in, and hopefully we can remain good partners going forward. The only two offices we aren't doing are in Wisconsin. So, yeah.
Would they have paid you enough to go over there?
I don't want to.
Good thing the Badger.
I don't want to. I have no desire. The UP is far enough. Yeah, because then we have to set up in Wisconsin somewhere for that week, or we lose 3 days. And if we have to charge them extra days, at that point, it's just not going to be worth it. They had Chesterfield. They have an office in Chesterfield with an expected head count of 50. I'm like, it's going to cost you $2,000, for us to travel over there and hit our minimum for the day. I said, I don't know that it's worth it for us to do that one for you guys. So, so I think it'll be 3 offices that we don't do. But
I can do that one if you want.
Yeah?
Bubba can do it.
Huh?
Bubba lives over there. Bubba, Nick, our friend Nick from Twisted Smoke, they live over there. Nick's got an office.
I don't want anybody too good.
Wow.
You got like a mediocre...
Joe Schmo's Barbecue?
Yeah, Joe Schmo's Barbecue.
Anyway, so his brick and mortar's in Chesterfield.
I got to keep my value high here.
So thanks. I appreciate that. Now I understand the backhanded compliment here. Yeah, asshole.
Just call me an asshole. That wasn't very nice.
You wonder. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And that, folks, is our 30-minute episode because he's an asshole. Anyway.
Skippy's leaving the show.
Tonight. Go to Lions.
Go Lions?
Yeah, they're going to play tonight. Hopefully they go Lions.
Go Lions. Yeah, it's been a weird couple weeks in the NFL.
I did pass a ESPN Monday Night Football truck on the highway.
Oh, yeah?
It was coming from the west side to east side, and...
I'm trying to remember where the game was last week.
It was on Thursday.
No, the Monday night game last week. I think it was in Minnesota. Yeah, it was Minnesota San Fran, but I don't remember where the game was.
I don't know either.
But Minnesota's season looks like it's they made a good
Might
charge,
just be
and
done.
it might just be done now, which is probably the only team in that north that had a chance to catch the Lions.
A lot of big injuries this weekend.
Well, and just weird games. A second week of weird games. So the Chiefs getting blown out by the Broncos. Who saw that coming?
My wife would have bet the house on the Broncos. She loves the Broncos.
Yeah, but they're not very good.
I totally understand.
San Fran losing a fourth straight game or third straight game.
Maybe Swifty Nation is now starting to impact.
Well, I'm wondering if was she at the game? Maybe she couldn't be at the game, and that's why they lost.
Yeah,
probably.
Now she's gonna get hate mail from all the fans. You can only imagine the songs. Anyway, so let's dive into our section, our question and answer section of the podcast.
You've got questions, we've got answers,
essentially,
or opinions
of maybe how not to do it. So I have something up now. So we're gonna go. We were asked. What percentage of pork mac and cheese do you sell versus brisket mac and cheese?
Damn it! Well, I gotta get back to that screen.
I actually just got to that screen, and I was very surprised at the answer.
Okay. Top 5. That's what I want to see. Why aren't you not listing it that way? Fucking square.
Makes me just want to. My second concept, just running a mac and cheese truck.
Dude, I had the same thought our first year and a half. It's like, I don't know why we don't just sell mac and cheese all day.
There was at the Novi event, there was the House of Mac and cheese truck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I bit into a noodle that just wasn't quite done.
Ooh.
And the sauce was very garlicky.
Bullshit. I hate the website. Hate the website.
Why? It's easy. I can tell you how to get there.
Nope, I got it right here.
Oh.
Took me 2 seconds on my phone.
You're better. So for me, it's borderline even. It's about 180 more brisket macs than pork macs.
Okay.
So percentage wise, 53, 48. Or 47.
That's 101%.
53, 47. 1,088 brisket macs and 913 pork macs.
Let's see here. We were 1,845 briskets and 1,695 pork.
Yeah, so people like the briskies.
Yep. Oops, damn it. 35, 40. So 52%. So we're 52, 48. Ours are pretty close.
Yeah. So I don't know what else we can say to that other than should we just run mac and cheese trucks?
But for
I can tell you, as soon as you're done with mac and cheese, your line goes down.
40. So for us, it's 2.5 tons of loaded mac and cheese, based on weight.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Since we know our average weight of a loaded mac and cheese is about 1.5 pounds. So.
I don't think I'm at 2.5 tons.
2.5 tons, 5,300 pounds of loaded mac and cheese.
Wow.
Not saying we're contributing to obesity in America, but we're not helping.
No, it's just no place for a diet. So we have 3 different mac and cheese options. 590s.
Yeah. What? So if you figure out how many of those did you sell? Your Mammoth Max.
600.
That's a pretty good number.
Yeah, for the big ones. So 1,088 plus 913. Area code for Kansas City. 2001. So 2,000 mac and cheese, which ours is about a pound.
So a ton.
A ton of mac and cheese, yes.
A ton of mac and cheese. I sold a ton of mac and cheese this year.
I can say that. 600 times our Mammoth is a pound and a half. Well, probably a little over.
I love going through and figuring out how much weight we've sold in like brisket and pork and stuff. It makes me feel better, like because the numbers are so astronomical.
So yeah, 900 pounds. So I sold 2,900 pounds of mac and cheese, of loaded mac and cheese. So that includes meat too, but.
Yep, but still,
hold on, but then you got your sides too.
Yeah, that's not even close to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what our sides weigh though. I've never weighed our sides out.
I use an 8-ounce container, so.
But that's volume, not weight.
No, and what I'm thinking, I guess I've never weighed it.
Yeah. You can't go, it's a half a pound because it's an 8-ounce container.
No.
Because
that would add another 1,800.
Yeah. I'm curious. Maybe I'll weigh mine tomorrow just for shits and giggles.
What size container do you use?
8 and 16.
How much do you charge for the 16?
$6.50. $3.50 and $6.50. So they get a 50% discount if they double the size.
I'm sure you'll get hate mail for that.
Why?
I think you're cheap, but that's beside the point.
Everybody thinks I'm cheap.
You are. You are cheap. You're cheap as cheap. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay to be cheap.
I wasn't asking for validation.
I understand. I'm just giving you unsolicited validation. Okay? Fuck. Move on. God.
You brought it up.
What's your most popular sandwich other than your piglet?
Most popular sandwich that's not the
How about this? How about most popular basic sandwich? So not just the brisket sandwich and not just the pulled pork sandwich. No, it's got to have some ingredient added to it.
So our basic brisket sandwich is a heifer, and it's not even on the top 10 of items.
Asking. Jesus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it is. It's our 6th most popular. Nope, that's not right. This is not ordered correctly. Interesting. Let's see here. I have a suspicion. I just want to confirm. So yeah, it's clearly our piglet is the most popular. It's our most popular item if you separate out the loaded max into their individuals. 2,200 piglets.
1,652.
1,213 heifers, which is our just brisket and pickled onions on a brioche bun.
936.
And then our Lord of Swine is our most popular sandwich otherwise. 1,325 Lord of Swines.
And that would be the coleslaw on top?
Coleslaw, pickled onions, pickles.
So that would be equivalent to our Carolina, which is, yes, that's our third most popular by 30. My brisket sandwich that has it's the Longhorn with the garlic mayo, French's fried onions was $7.67. Carolina was $8.12. The other two aren't even like. We had a Cubano that was $5.30. The Elvis. Oh, the PB&J was $5.70. So yeah, the Carolinas and the Longhorn, and then you get to the more. There's a couple that I might take off next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Tipsy Texan, which has coleslaw and jalapenos on it. Sold 450 of them. It's an okay thing.
But that was a special item, right?
Originally was, yeah, and then I added it.
You added it to the full menu?
Yeah. So we have 4 pork sandwiches and 4 brisket sandwiches. So I might play with keeping the Reuben on the menu and taking the Texan off.
Okay.
Because that sold pretty good whenever we had it. Yeah.
Interesting.
We had the brisket Reuben on special for, I think, 2 days. And sold 55 of them. So that's not bad.
Yeah. We will probably run corn on the cob more next year.
Big ones or baby ones?
Big ones. Full ears. We got it to hold pretty good in a Cambro. So yeah, we just stacked them up, had the Cambro sitting on the counter, and pulled them out as we needed them, and dunked them in butter. And but yeah, it was, especially at fairs and stuff, it was perfect. We sold 95 years or something like that. So, and if I don't know that we'll run it. I don't think we'll run it before Michigan corn starts popping, which takes out half the summer. But
yeah, I know.
Just because of the price, I don't know what we were selling them for. We sold 94 for $266.02.
Weren't you doing like $3 a pop or something?
Yeah, something like that. I don't. Oh, yep, $3. Yep. I had to look to find out where it was on this chart. But yeah, those went well. I don't think we had many days that we ran them that we had any left over. And it's a good thing to have if you run out of proteins. That's a good seller in replace of protein. Like, what else do you guys have?
Yeah.
I want to go through, on a side note, as far as, I think this was part of a question. I'll partially answer, I think, what I thought was a question. About things that we're going to do off-season wise, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to go through all my menu stuff. I want to play with the recipe features. Because you can actually add in what the recipe for each sandwich was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think where that becomes very important is if you're going to do online orders. So I can go in and put in a 1/4 pound of pork on a sandwich type of thing.
Can you hear my dogs?
No. So, and then at the beginning of a day, I can go in and enter what our inventory is for pork of 30 pounds or whatever. And then that allows online ordering to work to where it'll keep track of how much is left. And if I were to do online ordering, I'd make sure I put in our inventory light, so that way it cuts off online ordering before we're actually out.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to play with it a little bit. We get asked about it a lot. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. Skippy has left the podcast for a second.
He's back. I said keep talking.
Oh, I didn't hear you say keep talking. Yeah, I'd like to play with it. The problem that we have with doing it, one, is keeping food warm. We don't have in the current trailer, we don't have the space to keep warm food warm. because the cabinet's got stuff in it, and if we put stuff, and styrofoam gets weird when you put it in there, even for 10 minutes, it'll start to warp a little bit. Yeah, and then the other problem is sandwiches getting soggy. You know, there's moisture in our meat, or at least there should be. Even without the coleslaw or the sauce, that bun's going to get soggy after 10 minutes.
Yep.
So, those are where I have a problem. Huh?
I've thought about doing the oblong dishes that have the cardboard topping or cardboard top that I guess so it's a rectangle dish, tinfoil dish kind of, or like aluminum, and then the cardboard has the reflective coating on the top that goes down, and then whatever I need to wrap, like if I need to wrap a bun, wrap that, because those are at the restaurant store and they're actually pretty inexpensive. So I've been looking at those as a way to do ahead orders.
And I'm almost wondering if like cardboard boxes versus styrofoam boxes would be better for that. At least in the heating cabinet, I'm sure they'd be better. But I don't know. It's something that we get asked about a lot, so it's something I want to at least try once and see if it can work. Kind of ask for opinions back on those orders, and see if that's a thing that we can do.
Yeah.
So, and if it's feasible. If it's not feasible, if it's too much of a headache, or we have a hard time managing the inventory, then we pull the plug on it, and it was a we can say for a fact that it doesn't work for us. So, but I want to do that, and I want to get into categories. I have a lot of stuff that's uncategorized, stuff that a special that I throw into the system on the day that we sell it doesn't necessarily get entered all the way through right. I got a lot of stuff uncategorized and a lot of stuff categorized wrong. So I'd like to get all our specials in a special category, so we can pull those up either, so we can have an easy visual of how many specials we sold for the year versus me going through and looking for all the individual items, that kind of thing.
We do have a specials category in ours, which I like.
Yeah.
And then I just keep, I hate to say I just keep adding to it, but I just keep adding to it.
Well, that's specials. So I'm going to do a lot of work on our POS back end, just trying to get more efficient. So every year our goal is to be a little bit better on the off the truck stuff. Be a little bit more legitimate. That's how I used to put it. A little closer to a proper business in all our other aspects. So instead of flying off the cuff and guessing on stuff, So Pam has graciously offered to help us with our accounting stuff for next year, so that she can still be a part of things without being on the truck. So she's going to handle a lot of that stuff for us.
Pam is so great.
Pam is awesome, and I'm grateful for her that she's wanting to do that.
One day I will steal her.
Good luck.
Actually, no. Let's put it this way. Realistically, I probably don't want to steal her, because she'll probably make me a better person, and I'm already.
You don't want to be a better person
anyway. So,
yeah. It's that's where I'm gonna put a lot of focus. We're gonna push hard for clearly catering sales. I'm still hoping that we can put in an order sometime over the winter for a trailer. Still remaining patient. We're really going to focus on knocking it out of the park on our current trailer for next year. I think this is probably going to be best for us to really narrow the focus a little bit instead of trying to expand the focus. So,
good choice.
Yeah.
It hurts though. I know it hurts. It hurts because I know what you want to do, and it's like right on the cusp, and you can just dive in. But
yeah,
I think the more you focus on,
we definitely have some.
The word's not yourself, but the word is focus on your getting your processes perfect.
As much as I love that we had sales increases this year for the year, like we were going to be up about 8%, which is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's great.
We're still down 7% in transactions over last year, which by the time we hit the end of the season is going to be about 1,000 transactions down from last year. So part of that is the increase in catering and private events. The more private events we do on Saturdays, the less we're out on those bigger transaction count days. I get that. But we are definitely down roadside transactions. And we really want to get that fixed. I'd like to get that fixed next year. So we're going to really focus on that. Really going to petition hard for us to get into some of these places that we've been locked out of for whatever reason. And then just trying to get additional events. And I will cry every time I have to tell somebody no that we can't do an event because we're already booked. So
that doesn't go away.
I know. It'll happen when we have 2 trailers. It'll happen when we have 3. Hopefully. We're just gonna focus on being the best we can with what we have. We're not gonna worry about what other people are doing. That is not how I measure success. So, I'm gonna make sure we have a very healthy, striving thing going forward. So, yep.
You're doing a great job.
Skippy, you are doing a great job. I'm very proud of you, bud. You've come a long ways in just a couple years. You're going to pass me in sales next year?
I don't know. Can I be honest with you? Like, I don't know if I want that. Like, I mean, I want that, but I don't want it because it's still. I'm telling you,
Yeah. It's kind of back to what you were saying at the beginning, or towards the beginning of the show, where what is slow now felt busy then.
Like I'm already killing myself now. It's like gotta hire somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do. You need to find that full-time person and then pay them. Probably more than you're comfortable paying them. To be able to have that person that you need a Chris. And I think I got a lot of sideways looks when I first started and brought him on, but I knew where we would.
He wants to make the drive. I'll pay him $1 more an hour. Would never do that. So.
Comfortable with him not leaving me.
So can I?
Yes, ask away.
Let's get off the topic of Bert and how much his anxiety kills him. To a topic of in our town, our town of Jackson is probably. I guess I haven't looked up the total number of people living in this area, but I think something I saw is around 60,000.
Okay.
Okay. So we are all tired of people. Oh, sorry, I apologize. 2021, it's half of that, 31,000. We're all tired of people either changing the game and people being like event organizers, either changing the game in mid-season or charging or thinking that their event is like the only event and whatever they charge is definitely worth it. So me and 2 other food trucks set up in Home Depot parking lot 2 Sundays ago.
Okay.
And we made an event on like that Tuesday, and then me and another guy paid for an ad for like the next day.
Okay.
Like we did it on a Saturday, so we didn't even market it worth anything. And we both had two of us had about $800 in sales. I think the other one had about $600 in sales. But the bottom line is we all want to do it again. So it got me thinking in our little small town, why don't we take the organizer out and do, so we're thinking about doing what's called the Jackson Food Truck Tour. Kind of like what the the Grand Rapids Food Truck Association is somewhat like, but we kind of want to create it where it's a one-stop shop for anybody looking for a food truck. They come to us first versus just, posting online and hoping for the best. We also want to make it where we control the food trucks that get in, as far as they have to be representative of the tour. Like it has to be it can't be somebody that's like needs to fix their trailer. We'll put it that way. I don't know how else I can say it without just going really bad at them, but somebody that takes pride in their appearance, stuff like that. Good food, good following, stuff like that. So, what's your opinion of something like that?
I think it's a great idea. Any organized effort to promote food trucks in your area is good. Where I think you're going to run into problems is your exclusion of certain trucks that you deem not worthy.
I know. I thought about the same thing too. It's like,
yeah, I think you definitely have to put some qualifications for entry into the association or whatever you want to call it. But I think past, current on STFU or, on local health department stuff or local fire stuff, city ordinance or license or whatever you need for your area. I think...
I mean, we can craft the application or something like it to inadvertently exclude, but advertently exclude at the same time.
I think you're going into a very touchy area. Yeah, I mean, what's the line?
I don't want, and I'm going to preface this again, like I do every single time. I'm sure they're all nice people. But if we're trying to get this out where, they got to take pride in their appearance. And I hate that you run a business and your appearance, like you've tried your hardest, and I appreciate that, but maybe it's just time. I don't know. I don't. Yes, I believe that would be the case as well, but
I'd say if you're going to feature all the trucks that are a part of this conglomerate, you have pictures of trucks and things, and capitalism does its thing,
Yeah, because I'd like to create even a website where they can, almost like a street food finder or, something like that you can get a bio of each truck. And then there's your contact information. And
absolutely, that's a great thing to do, and I don't think you should exclude trucks that meet the base qualifications.
Yeah, the health codes, I get it.
Yeah, because you need to allow people to be able to choose.
So what about...
You're not going to promote that truck as a top truck that you're going to recommend to everybody. You don't have to do that.
What about when we do... So the other idea of the tour is actually taking the tour and going to so we want to do one a month where we do like a mini food truck rally, like 3 or 4 trucks in different parts of the city/county.
Okay.
Do they get invited to that?
Why not?
I don't know. Because it's just not a good representation is what I'm thinking. Like, it's just not...
A representation of who?
Of
you?
What we want... well, of everybody. I mean, so
it's just a bad representation of them. It's what they want to promote for themselves, not what they want to promote for everybody else.
correct, but if they're part of something, aren't they representing that something they're part of?
Okay, let's look at this a different way. All right, Great Lakes Barbecue Association.
Sure.
Hosts a spring fling.
Mm-hmm.
What if they said, no tents allowed, we don't like the way they look? You have to have an RV of some sort, or an enclosed trailer. We don't think it represents where barbecue's headed.
Nah, I'm sorry, bad example.
Why?
Because there's still a ton of people that
you're still excluding. There's plenty of trailers and trucks out there that aren't the nicest trailers and trucks.
True.
My trailer's got a scratch down the side and missing an outlet with an outlet box hole in the side of it. Would I be let in?
Yes, because the majority of your trailer is not falling apart. You're not driving down the road with your tongue.
So who's to judge what's falling apart and what's not?
Well, when he says he just welded it that morning.
It sounds like he just did an integral maintenance and repair.
Yeah, I get it. That's going to be a tough part.
You know how many things I've bolted or screwed the morning before we left a site or while we were on site somewhere because something was rattling or shaking off?
I've done that too. I get it. All right.
I like the idea. I don't think
the idea is good. We have to hit with the execution.
You're all on the same team.
Yes, I agree to that. It just infuriates me when people don't. Because I want everybody to do good. I mean, okay. That's the thing is I want everybody to do good.
And clearly they're still in business, so they're doing okay. They're doing as well as they want to do. Maybe they like the way their trailer looks and it gives it that rustic, down-home feel.
There's trailers in the junkyard that I've seen that are better. Okay?
That's your opinion.
I think I've showed it to you. I think you said that was your
opinion. And it was not nearly as bad as I expected it to be.
Oh, boy. Well,
you made it sound like the thing was Swiss cheese you could see through the trailer.
You can. Just far away. Trying to zoom without zooming. Okay? Anyway, okay. So you're saying that you like the idea.
Yes.
Should there be a fee?
It depends on what you're going to offer for said fee.
So because a website or a domain has to be paid for, has to be maintained, things like that, we have to come up with that sort of thing.
You're at $100 a year right there.
Yeah, and that's what I was.
That's what your website costs and domain costs are going to be, about $100.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm paying that. I think I'm like $150 for my two. Only because I think I think my name's considered a premium name. I think I'm still waiting for a porn site to try to buy it for me.
Yes.
Would you sell the name? I am considering offers.
Would you sell the name for the right price?
Fuck yeah. I just go down to SRSB Barbecue.
SRSB. Sweet ribs.
Succulent ribs. Sassy booties.
By the way, as far as ribs go, I sold shit, I got out of it. Like 1,400. No, 140 racks of ribs. Sorry, there we go.
140 racks of ribs, huh?
Yeah, that was a lot.
I'm looking. Let's see.
Oh,
Carry
no.
the two.
Sorry, more than that.
230. 239, 550, 61, 561 racks so far.
Ooh. 80.
We got invited to another rib fest in Muskegon.
Oh.
We just can't do it.
192, I'm sorry. 192 Rex ribs.
Yeah, so it's a 2-day rib fest. For the first day, we have to have a minimum of 150 pounds of ribs available for sale. And then the second day, it has to be 350 pounds of ribs. So roughly 50 racks and 100 racks, give or take.
Yeah, get after it, son. What's the problem?
I know that I can't cook that amount of ribs in the quality that I would like to.
Can't is another word for I choose not to.
Okay, that's fine.
You got friends that have a old hickory rotisserie. You can do it.
Okay, but here's the other problem.
Okay. See, that we're getting down the nitty gritty.
There's not enough money off just the ribs to make it worthwhile.
Do you have to sell them, or do they buy tickets and you have to give tickets?
So yeah, but we get reimbursed for the tickets.
Well, obviously.
So we'd be at, because everything has to be on the whole dollar, we had to bump up. So it'd be, and we're doing it by pairs. They do it by pairs. So we were at $3 a pair. Yeah, it ended up being like $36 a rack. Okay.
A pair meaning like 2 bones?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So 2 bones for $3 or whatever. So we were going to be about $36 a rack.
2 bones for $3? That's cheap.
$36 a rack.
I completely understand what you're saying. I'm saying 2 bones for $6 is, or $3 is cheap. Did you look at what City Barbecue was charging? No.
Huh?
Most people says add a rib for $3, like to their plates or whatever.
Okay.
Just saying. Anyway, sorry.
I don't know most people apparently. So.
You've been to City Barbecue? They charge $3 for a rib.
Sure haven't not.
That's the one in Grand Rapids that we talked about like a month ago or a year ago when my wife bought her car.
I haven't been there.
So, yeah, we went to City and it was not that good.
Yeah, I haven't been there. I don't think. Maybe I did. I don't know.
You're the one who told me about it. You went there.
Okay.
But anyway,
very
Famous Dave's the same way.
Okay. Is it worth it?
I've never had their ribs. I don't know. I had their rib tips.
Do you think any rib is worth $3 for a single?
No,
rib?
but I'm not the one. It's all about what people are going to pay for it. It's not about what you think. It's about what people think.
Yeah, I guarantee you those people don't think it's a good value either.
Then why are they having a rib fest? I mean,
Dude, Famous Dave's isn't. We're talking about Famous Dave's, I thought.
No, I'm saying you're talking about the people that come to this rib fest are already expecting to buy ribs.
I understand what you're saying. There's still a part of me that has a moral issue with ripping people off. Would you sell a rack of ribs for $36?
Best rack of ribs I ever sold, I guarantee it.
So why is it okay to sell a bone for more than $3?
I sell 3 for $9. So will you tell me?
So you're at the same price point, $36 a rack.
No, I charge a full rack for $26. They get a discount if they buy the full thing. I'm at 9, 15 for a half, and 26 for a whole.
Okay.
But for the smaller portion, absolutely, you get that's the price. Still $3 $3 a rib.
It's still $3. I understand that 3 times 9 is, or 3 times 3 is 9.
And I sold 106 quarter rack of ribs.
All right. Well, whatever. Anyways, we are able to sell other things.
True. Oh, okay. Well, that'd be good.
There's no room. There's no room, Skippy. And I'm not going to borrow a smoker for 2 days and go through that hassle to coordinate that and then to have another day off on both sides to refigure everything. It's just not worth it. After you take their percentage of 10% or whatever it was,
Oh, that's just.
Well, yeah, it's clear they're taking a percentage, So it's not worth the headache for me,
Yeah,
when by the time they take the 10% off and whatever extra prep we have to do and the extra hours have to pay somebody to be there, it's like it's not worth it for us. So, yeah. Anyway, whatever.
Oh boy.
What? Oh boy, what?
So I was looking up. So Kalamazoo does a rib fest.
Yeah, I know. I looked into it last year, or this year.
Yeah, I don't have those. I don't have those big ass signs. The big ass ones that are on poles, and
Why
they
do you need
go
them?
up 3 stories.
I figured for us to make it worthwhile, we would have had to do 250 to 300 racks each day sold for that.
That's crazy.
Well, yeah, and so you have to cook that amount, and then what happens if you don't sell them? Lose your ass for the weekend, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much of a risk and too much of a headache. Even if I figured it out on how many racks we could potentially fit on the smoker using rib racks and cramming every ounce of rib we could into that smoker.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I think we can do it. we get another couple small smokers. We can manage it. But it's like, yeah, it's.
Do you want? At the end of the day, is do you want to? I completely understand.
I don't like the risk reward part of it's just not. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too much that can go wrong to make it not worthwhile. Even if we still sold it, when you can make the same amount of money doing something else that's a whole lot less stress, I'd rather go that route.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Anyway, we got to grab a couple of these questions.
Okay.
We have 10 minutes left.
Shoot.
Oh boy. Okay. I like this one. Well, we can end with this one.
Okay.
You both are married. Yes, I'm married. Josh, are you married still?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Congratulations. If your spouses were in podcast chairs, what would they say about your business and challenges throughout the time today?
I think this is a great thing that we should have our spouses on the podcast for a day.
First of all, I don't know if that can happen.
Why not?
My wife works in the morning, so she can't be available.
She's sitting dog.
And she has major road rage when she drives. So I don't want her in the car.
Pop in some Bluetooth. I don't know. And maybe we do a special recorded episode for that.
That could be possible. We can go to a different one.
No, we can do that one. Yes, I'm on marriage number 2 since starting the business. As far as I know, the business was not a contributing factor to the end of first said marriage. Pretty sure. Angie would. I would say probably her biggest frustration is just the amount of hours. Mm-hmm. And the lack of balance and being around family during the summer. So scheduling type like family vacations, which is a summertime thing in Michigan. It's vacation season. So which clearly is our busy time of the year. So yeah, it's I'd say that's the hardest part. And then you get we're operating restaurants next to our houses. So along with that comes extra smells and dirt and grime and charcoaly hands that we don't realize are still dirty.
Freaking track this into the house again?
all our walls in our house are white, or off white or eggshell or some variation of white. So yeah, I clean a lot of walls when I notice them getting bad. It's not all from us because we have 2 young children too, so there's just a lot of grime regardless. But the thing that annoys me the most about this business being at the house is the trash. And that smell, especially in the summer. Yeah. I spent last week after the trash came, I spent a good couple hours cleaning out a couple of cans. Just from bags leaking and stuff throughout the year, and stuff sticks to the bottom, and they get pretty rancid. So you get a nice warm 70, 80 degree day and a nice breeze blowing. I'm sure the neighborhood loves it. So that's my least favorite part. Skippy?
So my wife would say that all I think about is barbecue, and that it's always on my mind, and that sometimes it takes away from our personal time together, be it responding to emails or responding to messages or just responding to whatever in general. Sometimes when I call her, it's to talk about something barbecue related, which I just don't always start off with the conversation, hey, how's your day? Which I should. And I've been more mindful of that lately. For me, it's the constant shopping. I don't have a big fridge. I have one fridge, and I'd love to be able to just buy stuff for the week and not have to go out anymore. But I'm notorious for forgetting something all the time. Definitely the garbage and stuff like that she hates, along with just even having the trailer in the driveway. We've done a lot of work to our house to make it beautiful, and you got a trailer. It's just there. So I'm working on that this year, along with next year. We've got a plan, so hopefully it works out. The one thing I hate always shopping. So it seems like every time I try to go on to Gordon's to be able to place an order, the website never works for me. So Sam's, I've done it a few times, but it's like I can't control what I buy at Sam's, which is if you do it online. So like I asked him the other day, hey, if I buy a case of brisket and it says I can buy a case of brisket, like, can I put in a note that sell me the heaviest case you possibly got?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. They're like, well, if you place enough orders, we know your name, then we could say something. But no, they're just going to pick out whatever. And I'm like, hey, well, why don't you add that to your weekly meeting with a note section in the order form? But other than that, I'm hoping this off season, my wife and I can re-engage each other and be so by the time next season comes out with 2 trailers, I haven't died yet.
Yeah,
I tell you, I hate dog hair too, because my problem is I don't clean as much. I could just do household chores, just because it's not on my mind. I have such a one-track mind that it gets me so much in trouble, and I need to figure out a way to open my eyes and look at everything around me instead of what's on my mind right then and there.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just being present.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
great that you do good. It's great the business is doing great, but if you're not having somebody there with you that has always been there for you, yeah, that's tough. Sorry.
It's kind of part of the entrepreneur minds. It's just how people are wired. Those that are most successful, I think, are wired that way. You're never mentally off the clock. You're always trying to think of how to improve somewhere. There's always something to do. I've gotten better about shutting that part down, but it's easier this time of year, just because it mentally exhausts. You're mentally exhausted by this time of year,
Yeah.
And trying to get some time, and it helps to have other people that you can trust to work. And that's been the biggest thing this year. We've had a pretty consistent staff. Being able to have 3 people that I can kind of rely on, so I can get a day off here or there, half a day off here or there, be able to get to things, either kid related or school related, is a huge deal. So, maintaining partnership with your partner. You know, it's easy to become roommates in passing, so.
Good. Yeah, for sure. I agree.
And I can't believe anybody would stay with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
Luckily, I get the hint when she says, "Oh, you smell charcoal-y today," and I go up and take a shower. So, pick up on those little cues.
Yeah, I'm really bad with those cues.
Yeah.
Like I just did, but then I opened the smoker lid.
Yeah, I had to go fill the smoker before bed, and I was like, God damn it.
Shit.
Yeah, I try to alter that schedule now where I'll sit in my own stew from the day for an hour at home before I shower, because I know I gotta go fill up the charcoal real quick before I leave, or before I shower. Yeah.
Well, on that note, on that depressing, sad,
Divorce is imminent.
love your family, because they're the ones that always are there for you.
Have to suffer with us through this. But yeah, we're definitely going back to Fogo next year. I know that. So.
Oh yeah, no more Frontier, huh?
We've been using Cowboy,
Sorry.
which has been solid. Really good for heat, especially that plastic bag is good hunks of wood in there.
Yeah.
But we're getting more smoke out of so when I lift up the chute, the cover on the chute, yeah. It's a much stronger smoky flavor or smoky scent than what we get off of Fogo. So,
have you noticed a difference in taste or its level of smoke or anything?
Not hugely.
Hugely. Okay, good word.
Huge. Yeah, there hasn't been a big difference. I mean, that's you know what? I definitely think it's less smoke flavor with the Cowboy than what we get off of Fogo. What are you playing with there?
But less residual.
Yeah,
it's a little thing.
Oh, a mini spoon.
It is a mini spoon.
Spoon
with a weird curve in it, so you can go like that.
Oh.
But for someone, they tie it with little shoestrings.
That's bizarre.
I got it for Christmas last year.
Glad to see you're getting around to your Christmas presents.
Well, I couldn't figure out what the hell to use it for.
Gotcha.
Still don't have any idea what to use it for, but whatever. Anyway.
Okay, that's we're at 10:30. This shit show's going on long enough.
Thank you,
Isaac,
everybody, for listening.
Isaac, thank you for the additional questions. We will get to the other ones next week. Plus, if you guys have any more, we love hearing your questions, and it gives us something to talk about other than rambling. Randomly.
As you can see, we still do that well too.
I know we're pretty good at it. Make sure you follow Monday Morning Food Truck. Share the podcast, everybody. We're starting to make some traction again on some of the charts for Apple. We're slowly getting back into the top 200 for food and for art. So share the podcast. Let everybody know. Make sure you're still listening however you want to listen. Either through Spreaker or Apple or however. We appreciate all the following. Follow us on Facebook. Follow individual Skippy and I on Facebook. Him at PB&J's of Michigan. And me at Sweet Rex Barbecue. Appreciate it, guys. Same time next week. Skippy will be
everybody.
on the road, hauling his brand new trailer. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Talk to you later.